ass whooping, which was expected, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, we're live talking some baseball, but we're just catching up with them. Yeah, Portugal cooked them. Did you not do the showdown?
No, I was so busy with work, so I did showdown England, and guess who I played my captain?
Ghana goalie.
Ghana goalie, baby.
Dude, I could just read you like a book. It's like I just know how you build DFS, so I'm like, it's pretty easy for me to be like, oh, I know what he's gonna do here.
Yo, talking about DFS and looking at the slate, how many games we have again?
I've
already reserved my team. This is a slate where you could legitimately tell me you stack any of the teams, any of the 18 teams on the slate, and you won. Like, there's no discernible difference in the matchups. Like, there's not like true ace on the slate where you're like, God, this guy, I really don't want to stack against him.
We have a crown jewel on the slate. We have a 200K up top with the 333, which is it's a little bit of added pressure. All right, dig a little deeper into the numbers. Let's see what we like. But yeah, I like the slate a lot. Like I've dug into it. I know you have. We have a course game, and like we have a lot of like unique spots. Pitching is kind of weak, so there's a lot of stuff you have to consider. But yeah, I like this slate a ton. Is that my kid squeaking or is that one of yours?
No, I need to close the office door. It's him. He's getting the anger out. Not the anger. He's getting the energy out. Listen, he had a nap today, so you hear him. I'm gonna handle
Big
that.
Papa over here had a nap too, an hour and a half, dude. You don't get that.
I'm so jealous. I was so busy.
That's vacation mode, dude.
So busy here, but yeah, I think let's jump into this slate.
Let's do it.
And we'll start game by game as we do. Yeah, there's a lot of spots, and there's spots I want to talk to you about and see what we both like. Yeah. So we'll jump on, and then you want me to lead through Statcast? Like I said,
lead through Statcast. I'll pull it up I'm just gonna pull up the pricing too, so I have that live. I'm surprised you didn't play no soccer today, dog.
I did a showdown. Listen, when you're so busy with work, and I really didn't want to dive into it, and I honestly had the feelings in the Portugal game. That's how it would go. Everyone was shitting on Ronaldo. The guy still is a goal scorer.
He's a beast,
everyone's like on their knees for Messi, but like obviously Messi's like all-time GOAT for sure. Yeah. But it's like Ronaldo's still very good. I mean, Ronaldo's like Ronaldo gets the LeBron treatment for basketball. Like everyone loved Michael Jordan so much. Like LeBron, they just look down upon him, and like for some reason, people do the same thing to Ronaldo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know soccer well enough, football well enough to like tell you like
they call it soccer. I mean, we're in America.
Yeah. We play too. I don't know well enough to tell you one way or the other like how you would rank those guys. I just constantly hear from like soccer aficionados that Messi's just a league above, or like he's a step above everyone.
He's a step above skill wise, right? Because he doesn't have the same physical attributes.
Like arguably the best soccer player that's ever played the game.
No, he is. But we need to talk baseball. But he doesn't have the same physical attributes Ronaldo has. Tall, can like look at Haaland. Like Haaland is
Harry Kane, Haaland, Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, I just do feel like Messi may be just the greatest when you just look at like a pure skill standpoint. Like he may be the best, but
yeah. All right, well, let's go America, though. I mean, I know I have Spain winning. Like, Argentina's a paper tiger, and I mean this. Like, it is not – like, people – they're not deep. Argentina's just – they can't win again this year. Yeah. I'm fairly confident on that. So
there may be a time for me – like, we're in that $3 million pool. For me to win that, I may have to pick against the U.S. at some point because I do feel like that contest is mainly U.S.-based. So we're playing against a lot of people that are U.S. fans. So there may be a point where I have to pivot – in my strategy I just shook the camera a little bit where I have to pivot in my strategy to make it work. But yeah, $3 million on the line. Like I'll give up a U.S. victory in the World Cup.
Let's start the first game. We have Cubs visiting Mets. From a DFS angle, really not much I love here. We have Cabrera, Charizard himself on the mound for the Cubs. Senga on the mound for the Mets. I mean, they're both, Charizard and Blastoise, you could call him. But it's just like, I guess Blastoise is not the same reference because he can't burn himself, but he can drown himself for sure. Yeah. Koda does that constantly to himself. So
I was gonna say you have a Venusaur. You could.
But anyways, strangled himself. Yeah. Listen, I love Pokemon so much. On the Game Boy, just such a fun RPG. But anyways, in this spot, I just don't know if I want to play anything right in on a 9-game slate. I led with saying you could play any team on this slate and potentially win a stack, and there's no change in this game, right? You can stack against Senga, you can stack against Edward Cabrera, but I just don't know if I really want to on this slate. In a park that's blowing in a little bit today, both offenses can be very Jekyll and Hyde. Statcast of the Mets, guys at the top look really good, right? Bench, Bichette, Soto. Same for the Cubs, but really for the Cubs, it's just PCA. I mean, I don't want to stack the Cubs right now. It's just PCA or pass. And in this spot, I'm just going to pass.
Yeah.
So nothing really intelligible in this game for me. And then the 3-3 in the single entry, I just won't be playing anyone from this game more than likely.
Yeah, but when I look back and do like a recap on the night, I think a pitcher could be valuable from this game. This is what like Senga is smoking mirrors sometimes. Like he does have strikeout upside, but like he walks many guys. So like to me, the sides I would lean Senga, but I'd also lean the Cubs bats. Like there's a chance like Senga just has he's coming back from injury, but like even before that, man, he's a guy that goes out there and gives up 7 runs. So what I'm thinking about the slate, it's like I think I'd probably prefer the Cubs bats, but like I think Senga's an interesting tournament play, and I think Charizard coming back the other side is like an interesting tournament play as well. I think the Mets lineup's hotter, so I think I'd probably avoid Cabrera. But yeah, I think Senga and the Cubs bats is where I would lean. But to me, I think it's even though it's not 12 game slate, I still think that this is a little thin.
Yeah,
and
it's thin.
Yeah, it's
thin, and like I said, there's no true aces in the slate. There's guys that maybe 4 or 5 guys that you really should consider as SB1, SB2 in this slate, and neither of these guys make that list for me. So let's move to the next game. We have Brewers visiting Great American Small Park. We have Nick Lodolo, one of my favorite pitchers. I mean, this season's been horrible. Can't play him in this spot against the Brewers, no doubt. And we have Brandon Sproat on the mound for the Brewers. Guy that's supposed to have some prospect pedigree, kind of light blue, so not terrible pitcher, but just obviously not very good either. Once again, game. You can stack. Look at the Brewers StatCast. Phenomenal. Bowers, Mitchell, Churio, Terrain, Contrast, all looking very good in StatCast. Not going to do it in this spot. I do like Lodolo a good bit, and I think he can manage this lineup just fine. If he finds he's going to find his stuff eventually. It's going to work it out. The guy's got a good pedigree. He's going to be just fine. I just don't know if I want to make that a priority in this slate. So for me, it's just like a bet on talent for Nick Lodolo that he figures this out, and the Brewers just kind of get mitigated. On the other side, Ellie's back today. Sprout's obviously not that good, so I can totally see going to the Reds. Once again, I'm an isolated player. This game does not make the cut for me in any angle, pitchers, bats, so I'm not going to be playing this in any of my 3-3-3s or this in one tree. But I want to hear your thoughts. I think you might think a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, I think a winning offense comes from this game probably. So I love Lodolo. This does feel somewhat like the spot where we played Painter last week, and like Painter gave up a ton of runs. And he wanted to stack against Painter. Lodolo fits that category. I think Lodolo is better than Painter. But like I do think Milwaukee will be higher owned. So I think I think for me it's like I know Lodolo is actually a decent pitcher. He's like a number 3 in that lineup in the rotation. So I think I'm going to avoid Milwaukee. I love Cincinnati. I love Ellie being back. You feel like the lineup's going to turn over a lot more. I'm really leaning to them as a 5-man stack. And I think just throwing Ellie in there makes so much sense in DFS. And like, this is how I feel about Sproat. Like, Sproat was traded over. Like, people didn't even know. Where did he come? Did he come from Washington? I think he came from Washington. He was a prospect for Washington, and then they traded him over to Milwaukee.
Did he come over in the Freddie Peralta trade?
Was it the Peralta trade?
I'll have to look. All right, just keep
maybe
going,
it was the Mets. So someone in the NL East. But yeah, so like for me, I love stacking against these young kids. That like he's okay, dude. He's an okay prospect. He's an okay pitcher, and like I was waiting for Cincinnati to get healthier, and like Ellie De La Cruz just makes the lineup so much better. You have a guy that you can play in DFS that can put the highest point scorer up on the slate, and just gives the lineup more juice too. So. I mean, my boy Novelli Marte is back in the lineup. I just like it a lot. You can play Eugenio. You can play Sal Stewart. Blake Dunn's been ripping the cover. He hits and steals. Like, Blake Dunn is affordable for what the production's been. So I really like a 3-5-man stack for Cincinnati. It'll be a priority for me. I just have to figure out where I'm going to go.
Listen, I get it, and it makes sense. It's a small park, decent weather. Both teams we know can pull up the runs. Like I said, you won't see me there, but I don't think it's a bad play. And like I said, these teams could definitely get there.
Yeah.
Let's move to the next game. We have the Dodgers visiting the Twins. This is a game that definitely has some weather concern. I think it's very likely delays or postponement. So I don't want to waste too much oxygen on it. We have Robleski. The guy just can't keep getting away with it against a team I just can't play in the Twins. So for me, it's just going to be a pass. I know Joe Ryan got scratched. We got Rojas on the mound. So the Dodgers could be potentially sneaky. No one's going to play them. Looks like we could get some weather, so maybe a postponement. You get a bump of ownership. Obviously, that takes down when you see a weather game. So the Dodgers could be sneaky, but I'm just going to leave it as that because I think this game does ultimately get pushed to tomorrow or the following day. So I'm just not going to play this spot. And I wouldn't be playing pitchers either way. Not going to play Robleski in this spot against the Twins, even though I hate the Twins. But nevertheless, you have anything to add in this game before I move on?
Yeah, I think it's Dodgers or pass. Again, keep an eye on the weather. The Dodgers will be lower owned because of the weather concerns, but they could be the number one scorer. On an 8-game slate, 16 teams, they could be the number one offense. So, keep them on your board.
Is it 9 or 8?
8 or 9. It's in that range. For 18 to 16 teams, they're always a number one contending offense. So, against the pitcher's not very good. Part of me hopes the game plays and it's just low production, but consider them in your big teams because I think the team is good, dude. The team is good from top to bottom. I think Kyle Tucker's hurt though, which doesn't really mean much because he hasn't been very good. But so I don't know, maybe you may see Ryan Ward, who I like, who's cheap. You may see some cheap value on the Dodgers, which is always fun. So you can stack them up with Shohei. I think Shohei went yard again last night. But they're expensive, so they would be your priority. So I probably won't get there with the weather concern. I like other spots better. But don't cross them off. Outside that, I was interested in Robleski, but the weather puts me completely off of him. I hate Minnesota, so anytime there's a decent pitch on the mound against Minnesota, I'm going to play it. But with the weather, you're not sure he's going to go full workload here. So it's going to be a pass.
There's no swing and miss in that profile.
No, there's not.
So it's just not a lot of upside there, even against the Twins. But I think that's enough on that game. Just as said, just watch the weather if you're going to play that game. Just be careful there. And this next game is that thing where you have your best pitcher on the slate. Not even I know by all the numbers, he's the best option at pitcher on the slate. And I think he's just going to make the cut for me and my singles and 3-3-3s. And that's the Guardians visiting the White Sox, and we have Parker Messick on the mound. Suggests he's very good. We know his pedigree is very good. Good strikeout rate. Good underlines, just going to play him in this spot. I like lefties definitely more against the White Sox than I do righties. When you look at this lineup, there's plenty of strikeouts in the lineup, right? We know Colson strikes out 31% of the time. We have Grunich over. There's 5 guys over 25% strikeout rate. So Parker Messick has the best floor and the best upside on the slate. You are paying for him, but I just think I am going to do that in the slate. On the other side, for the White Sox, we have Sean Burke, a guy I don't really believe in. But his underlying suggests he's just fine. I mean, pretty decent overall, to be honest with you. And he could definitely be in play in this spot. I'm not going to do it, and it's going to be a pass as far as bats go in this game. But I'm not telling you anything new. It's going to be Parker Messick priority for me on this slate. I think he could easily clear 20 points as a safe floor and push for 30 in this spot.
Yeah, I think even when he struggled this season, we've still seen good production. So I think to me, it's just you play him. The upside is immense, but also the floor is pretty high. So it's if you get the offenses right, you want your pitchers not to kill you. I don't think he kills you on this slate. So I think you just play him in all your teams. Get the offenses right. And at the end of the day, it's maybe you have some fluke pitcher goes out and puts up 25 and beats them by 3. Just play Parker Messick tonight. He's he'll make all the teams. I think he's just the clear number one.
Yeah, don't overthink it. We always say this. It's pretty much a rule in baseball. You never win at pitcher or you lose at pitcher. And what I mean by that is these guys are going to project well. Just eat that because 9 times out of 10 they're going to show up and give you good enough projection. Right? You're never going to win because your pitchers put up 75 points each. Right? You're going to win because your stacks go off. But you can totally lose if you fade Messick at 46-50% ownership and he just puts up 25.
And the bigger dollar terms, the bigger dollar terms too, Dylan. It's say you're flirting with that cash line, you'd feel so much better about having Messick, right? It's then you're not, it's even if your bats don't deliver.
Yeah, you need to. It's always about differentiating the stacks. On a slate where there's maybe 7 or 8 aces, that's where I consider things a little bit differently. Maybe you pivot a guy that's going to be 40% owned to a guy that's 15% owned, and there's similar outcomes. But on a slate like this, there's no one that can really clear Messick in a total floor ceiling combo upside. So. I definitely think he's a safe play. But let's move into a stack. I think we're both going to be on a little bit and maybe a little bit contrarian on the slate. Question mark. I don't know if you're going to be there like I am. But we have the Diamondbacks visiting the Cardinals. And I think the Diamondbacks are in play here. We have K-Rod, off-speed king himself, on the mound for the Diamondbacks. We have Kyle Leahy on the mound for the Cardinals. The underlyings for Leahy are just not good. Crazy hard hit rate. Everything suggests he's worse than he's been. And it concerns me because he's been pretty good. I mean, you look at the logs, they're pretty consistent, not giving up a lot of poor performances overall. But that doesn't mean anything. I'm going to trust the underlyings that aren't good. I'm going to trust that I can play an Arizona team that can be pretty cheap and pretty pesky. We have Corbin at the top. We have Kettle at the top. Love those guys. From a fantasy upside, there's so much value in those profiles there. So definitely like that a lot. Going to be playing the Diamondbacks. I'm fully aware it could absolutely kill me. Leahy's kind of been smoke and mirrors. He's just been getting through, and I just don't. The underlying suggests he's giving up so many hard hits. Yeah. So it could totally be 4 or 5 runs for the Diamondbacks. But I wouldn't be shocked if this is a 10-run spot for them, and they come in and all single-digit owned. So that's going to be where I'm going today. I totally get if you want to play the Cardinals. Obviously, their line is pretty talented up and down right now. I'm not going to be doing it against K-Rod. I think K-Rod's still just vet enough to get through this lineup here. So for me, Diamondbacks are going to be a contrarian, potentially 5-man stack on a 3-3-3 for me. But what are your thoughts?
I like them a lot. Yeah, I've been flirting with them as a 3 to 5-man stack. I think, and you can 5-man stack them too because you have some cheap value in the back of the order. Like that Troy guy, he's like somewhat of a prospect. He's okay,
and he's got some interesting power speed. But then you got Tim Tower, who you mentioned.
Is Tim Tower going to play?
It's either Tim Tower or Jorge Barosa. One of those guys is going to be there, and they're both cheap. I think Barosa's 2.2. I think Tim Tower's 2.4. Obviously, Pavin Smith at first base is 2.4. I might spend a little bit on my first base today. We'll talk about that game when I get there. I think there's some power I want to chase. But yeah, that's for later on. But yeah, totally get the value plays. But I don't think you want to leave out the meat and the potatoes of this lineup. I don't think you want to leave out Corbin Carroll. I don't think you want to leave out Kettle Marte in the stack. Not even do I not think that you should never do that, right? If you're stacking the Diamondbacks, it's just like, I always say this, you can play everyone in the stack. You like the teams. Like these guys carry, the Diamondbacks do not score 10 runs without Corbin Carroll or Kettle Marte doing anything.
Yeah.
Those guys don't go 0 for 5 and they score 10.
The guy that I feel like is the more important piece to leave in is Kettle Marte, though, because he plays at second base, is a position that he can just separate from the field. Where like Corbin Carroll, I love, obviously to your point, if you're 5-man stacking, you play him, but if you left one of those guys off, it would be leaving Corbin Carroll off because you can get similar production outfield where you can. I think at second base, like Kettle Marte to me is the clear winner on the slate.
Yeah,
I think at ownership and the spot, like Kettle Marte would be the priority, and then I would kind of funnel in around that. But I like this spot a lot. I think I haven't built my team yet, so I'm still waiting to see 3-5-man. I just want to see the lineups. The lineups aren't out. I just looked, but. And then St. Louis, I still like them. They're expensive, so I think that's the concern. I still like Jordan Walker, JJ Weatherholt. I mean, Alec Burr. Those guys are good. And Water has actually been serviceable, so maybe you just avoid it. I don't like him as a DFS pitcher, but he can probably get through this lineup 5 to 6 innings and limit the damage. So be a pass from the St. Louis side, but Arizona is definitely a priority for me.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. So for me, we're going to go down with that sinking ship, and we're fully aware the Cardinals are not a good team right now. And there's some risk there. So we're going to be playing that, and we'll see if it pays off. Let's go to the next game. This is where obviously you have a Coors game. A lot of ownership is going to flock here. We have Sean Sullivan on the mound for the Rockies, not very good. And we have Sonny Gray on the mound for the Red Sox. There's a little weather here, and I really wanted to play Sonny Gray tonight because I think his underlyings, they look kind of sketchy. I watched him pitch last time. The swing and miss is back. This is a spot where I wouldn't be surprised if Sonny Gray put up 30 in this spot. I won't do it as a Coors Light, and I think there's a little bit of weather. There's a little bit of weather where it could delay, and I see middle of the game weather, which is never good. So it's going to cap his upside for me. And, I was contemplating what to do with the Red Sox in this spot. Originally, they were, looking at single entry bills. It was then the Diamondbacks. I was like, I hate the Red Sox against lefties, right? I think everyone's going to flock to Nate Eaton. Nate Eaton is 2.7, probably going to be batting top 4. His profile looks so good for the Red Sox. I mean, he's probably going to be batting 4th, I think. Maybe 5 or 6, I don't know. But his profile is so good. His underlines, a small sample, albeit. I'm just not going to do it. I just don't want the Red Sox in the spot. A little bit in. I don't care about the 10.5. I don't think I'm going to play them in a single today. Obviously, the priorities would be contrast and some of the righties. Maybe Wilmer has been better against lefties, but man, they just have been so bad. I don't want to play guys like Monasterio or Rafael at this point in time. So for me,
the vibes are bad there.
Vibes, all time bad vibes. Yeah,
vibes are bad. I do think Eaton is an interesting one-off at his price. So I would throw him in. I think the price makes him
me and 50% of the field are gonna think that though.
Yeah, I mean as a 4-3-1 though, if you're I need a cheap bat, I think it's not. You can find a worse spot than going to a cheap Boston bat on the road in course. So.
No, listen, you're definitely not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. It's just, we're looking for leverage. And whenever you see a guy 2-7 in the outfield, let's say he bats and 1 through 4 in the lineup, he's going to be 25-30% up. And you have how many outfielders do we have in the slate? I don't want to do the math. 9 games. We have 6 outfielders in each game. What's that?
You have more than that because some players are like listed as out.
Multiple position eligibility, right? So it's
Yeah,
sub 60, but you have so many
Yeah.
options. That's all I mean is we have so many options there. So that's all I have in this game. You want to mention anything on the Rocky side? Are you playing any
No,
of them?
yeah, I'm not gonna be playing the Rockies against Gray. I mean, it's cores, right? So like over unders and total suggest to play them, but like me and you, generally speaking, on core slates, when we're not completely sold on the offenses, we try to pivot away because they just eats up so much ownership. So yeah, I'll be lower owned on this game. I may have a piece or two depending on the build though.
Yeah. Let's get to the next game. I think there's probably one of my favorite games on the slate, and that's going to be the Orioles visiting the Angels. We have Shane Baz on the mound for the Orioles. For the Angels, we have – God, he's not very good. What's his name? Brian Johnson. I thought he might be a little bit better. Had some decent AAA numbers at some point in time, but just not very good. This is the stack I was talking about. I really like the Orioles in the spot. Angels bad bullpen. Man, Pete Alonso scorching the ball. Beat Red StatCast. Really love him in this spot.
Looks great.
Even up and down, you have Kobe Mayo, cheap source right there. Obviously, you got to love Gunnar. Jackson's been hurt a little bit, so I just don't know if I want to go there. But even guys like Colton Cowser, right? If we're looking into Eden versus Cowser, same price. I'm just going to go Cowser in the spot. You're going to get much lower ownership on Cowser than you would Eden because it's not cores. Just fits the stack. Really like the Orioles a whole lot in this spot. Once again, on the other side of the, I guess, for pitching, I really love Baz. And I think you talked me into Baz a little bit, but he's just been so much better lately. If you watch the guy pitch, his stuff is very good. It's electric. It's just like sometimes he has his weird starts, and I think he's finally putting it together, showing some consistency. So as a firm SB2 in a single entry, I feel pretty confident on Baz, and I'm gonna be riding the Orioles. Easy bet in this game. I think I got them at minus 130. Easy bet for me today as well. So yeah, for me, Orioles pitching, bats, everything there. Nothing for the Angels.
This is this is a bet the farm pick. Like to me, it's like the Orioles money line is the smash of this slate. To me, they just win this game. Like even if their offense doesn't produce a DFS winning lineup, I do feel like they just kind of. I don't like the Angels lineup. I don't like the pitcher on the mound for the Angels, and like Shane Baz is, dude, he's not an ace, but like he's a good number 2, like good number 3 in the rotation, and he's solid. And I bought him preseason when he came over from Tampa, but he's shown some stuff recently that makes me like buy back into it. Like there was some shakiness, but I like him a lot here. I think him and Messick are
what I really liked, and this is more anecdotal than anything, but what I really liked is the other outing. He gave up 3 in the first, which is never good. But then he fought back and worked his way, and he had a decent performance. Like there's nothing better when a guy gives up has a bad one inning and then works his way through. And I think he gave up like 2 hits after that. That shows a lot of maturity, and that wasn't what was happening in Tampa. He would get hit and I'd get to him, and I think he's also the type of guy where he'd feed off some of that momentum potentially, and just if he has a good couple innings, we could see him going pretty deep, 7 innings, 8 Ks or something like that. I really like him in this spot and like him to get the win. Once again, we talked about the Orioles, so sometimes spots are easy. This feels like an easy spot, which means the Angels are going to win 10-1. That's just how it works. But yeah, for me, Orioles are a smash play tonight. I'd really like to 5-man them. Prices are just going to be hard, right? Getting Pete and Gunnar in the lineup with good pitching is going to be challenging at their price. Yeah, but Basayo, I want to give you a 1v1 right now. StatCast is both look good. We're gonna have Samuel Basayo versus Moreno. Right, the sensical pick is Basayo in this spot. But I'm stacking the diamonds. I like Moreno. Profile looks good too. So really tough for me to pick there. So what do you have any thoughts?
No, I love the O's. Is Adelaide hurt? Is he out of the lineup?
Adelaide's out. So they've been rotating. I think Basayo had a day off because Health was in the lineup. Obviously, that was yesterday, so obviously Basayo's back in and catching the day, so that's going to get pretty straight.
My only concern is the pinch hit, but like he should be fine. They should leave him in the lineup if he's in, and he'll probably be back. Yeah,
he's been much better lately.
Yeah, I like him. I mean, like raw power wise, I think he probably gets the edge over Moreno, but like I maybe like the Arizona spot. I don't know, dude. Arizona and Baltimore are like a toss up. They're both phenomenal offenses. I haven't really thought too much about Baltimore tonight, but I'm considering them now after we just talked about it. The spot is great. The Angels Park is low-key pretty good, and I think the weather there is great today.
It could totally be a spot where Pete Alonso has 2 home runs. You can totally see him going double down tonight.
It's 80 degrees there, and the wind's blowing out slightly. Like the Angels Park is can be
And, as long as Kobe Mayo's in the lineup, the problem is these guys are getting healthier, and Jackson Holliday's coming back, and there's so much uncertainty around that lineup. I really hope tonight is as far as DFS, because I hope it's a lineup we get at 30-40 minutes post first few games. It's just going to get some ownership off of. We see that constantly. So yeah, easy Orioles spot, easy bet, easy play. It's an easy game. Let's go to the second last game. We have J.R. Ritchie for the Braves not pitching that well right now. I think
No.
Griffin Canning's on the mound for the Padres. I don't know if someone. What'd you say?
No. Go ahead.
Yeah. Did you see Griffin Canning? I saw someone else earlier, but now it looks like it's Griffin Canning. I don't want to play Jeremy Marquez, but man, I'm going.
Yeah, I see Jeremy Marquez.
You see Jeremy Marquez? Yeah, but if it's Jeremy Marquez, I kind of like this even less, right? I mean, Griffin Canning gives me some optimism that the Braves can get to him because Canning's just not good. Jeremy is not good, but I think he's better than he's produced lately. So this is a weird game where I don't know. I see San Diego's park and I'm just like pass. And obviously it's the Braves. Once again, I'll say this again. You can stack any team on this slate, and I wouldn't be surprised if they are in the GPP winner. That's one of these slates, right? I don't say that every slate. This is definitely one of those. And this is one of those games as well where pass play is going to be a pass for me. If you force me to play aside, even as a Braves fan, it's just going to be the Braves. I mean, the Braves just have a better matchup against Canning here. I know Richie's been bad, but I think his pedigree is going to be good enough to get to this Padres lineup. That's really, really top heavy here. So any thoughts on this game?
No, yeah. I mean, when I first opened the slate, Jerry Ritchie felt to me like as a decent, cheap option. I was like, can you play it? San Diego's offense is just putrid. I mean, again, we talked about it recently. Like, they're just a bottom tier. I think the worst offense in the league by all the metrics currently. I still like some of the bats, so I'm not going to do it. But, like, when I was looking at a cheap option, I was like, dude, you could probably do worse than Jerry Ritchie. But to your point, this is a pass game for me. I think this is a low-scoring affair. If I did choose an offensive side, it would be the Braves. And I think if I needed the value, I'd go Jerry Ritchie. I don't think I'll need it tonight, but that's kind of where I'm standing.
Cool. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Let's get to the last game. Not quite a bonanza, right? We have the Athletics visiting the Giants. I think it's Savali on the mound for the Athletics, Robbie Ray for the Giants. I don't really want to touch this game with a 10-foot pole. I mean, I always wanted to pick on Savali. I don't really want to play the Giants in San Francisco here. I just don't want to do it. And on the other side, Robbie Ray's kind of been up and down this season as well. I think he's regressed a little bit, and I think we're going to start to see regression as Father Time comes for him. But I'm just not going to play Robbie Ray in this spot either. I'm just a huge believer in the Athletics. I mean, Nick Kurtz is an absolute monster. I love that guy so much. Yeah. He's such a good baseball player, and at such a young age, it's really phenomenal there. So for me, I'm just not going to play Robbie Ray. I get it if you're like, hey, good pitching part, Robbie Ray can flash the strikeouts. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it in this spot. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I have tepid interest in Robbie Ray. He's middle priced as well, Dylan. And I mean, we had a phenomenal start last outing. The Robbie Ray experience is this. If he's not walking guys, he's going to be a good play tonight. Like, I don't know if he'll be the best play if he doesn't walk guys, but if he doesn't walk guys, there is merit to him. We've seen him decent the last couple starts, like the last start in particular. And like the rest of the starts is like, I don't think he'll kill you tonight. I think like he'll put up in like the low end, the 11 to 12 range, but he does have 25-point upside in the middle 7. So like, I think consider him definitely. With that said, that because of that, kind of what I've seen from him, I'm not going to be playing the Athletics. And like, I want to stack the Giants. I just don't. The Giants offense is so unstackable to me. Like, yeah, they have had these games, but like, I just, from DFS perspective, like they're going to, like, if you're stacking them most slates, like you're going to lose money over time. So yeah, I think to me, it's like, I prefer the Giants offense, but like, it's too thin. I don't like the lineup that much. I won't be playing it. And like, I may have Robbie Ray, my big team at the end of the day, but I have to wait to see lineups. I think it's risky. Robbie Ray is the riskiest pitcher that I think is worth consideration tonight.
Yeah, that's the safest way to put it. He's worth consideration. He carries the most risk for sure. Yeah. But I think that's the breakdown. I mean, we have the big 200K to top. Good luck to you. If I don't win, I hope you win. Yeah. So I'm ready to get after it. And we have a big baseball week. I know we're approaching the All-Star break. Will be a nice respite for us to kind of look back. So yeah, we had some success, very, very good success here a couple weeks ago and in the early part of the season. So let's just keep that carrying on to the All-Star break, take a little hiatus, and we'll be back to it.
I mean, ideally, say we have a chance to make around not net. Like, we're not going to profit $1 million, but we could make $1 million total.
Dude, you're on your path. Yeah, if we average our bankrolls together, we could totally.
No, the problem is like, that's not you're not walking away with $1 million cold hard cash. It's a combination of a bunch of different sites. Oh, sorry, I'm watching England again. They almost scored a header.
Was it saved?
No. It just slid like right over the goal. It's like right on in front of me. I had to switch spots because my computer died.
All right, man. Yeah. Well, thanks for chopping it up with me. We'll be back. We'll be back to break down potentially the slate tomorrow. I do want to jump on and do a quick pod on golf. There's a lot I want to look into this week.
He's eager beaver with golf. He's ready.
Listen, I bet. I know. No one cares.
Ahead.
No one listens. But this is the truth. I bet Ben James at 240 to 1. The guy's now hammered down to 175 to 1. Obviously, it doesn't matter. There's some plus EV there, but there's just like I said, smell in the air. It's a Ben James. It's a Ben James ticket this week. It's a Ben James. People are like, who? Ben James. That's who. That's who it is. We'll see.
I've been seeing a bunch of white. Like I saw a white crane. I'm like, is that good luck? Dude, it's like we talk about the luck thing. I'm like, been looking for like.
Is a white crane a rare bird to see?
I don't know. I was kayaking in the sound. I saw a boat. Then it felt like it was, I'm looking for twos, dude. I'm looking for symmetry. So like, there was like,
Everyone looks for their numbers, looks for their objects, looks for everything.
If I saw a boat named Kettle Marte, like that, I think that's a firm sign. But.
Well, what are you gonna do with them? Because Kettle can't win the slate for you. It needs to be it needs to be 9 names, all of them. Yeah. And then you need to go get a CAT scan. So, anyways, thanks for chopping it up. We'll be back. I gotta go into the store.
I got it. Yeah.
We'll
hang out the beach.
We'll be in touch. Let's see what England can do. I know they are your pick to win, not mine. But
as of right now, like I'm kind of leaning. I had to see more, but like,
dude, how sick? Let's set this. It won't happen, but how sick would an England USA final showdown be on the 4th of July? I mean, inject it. It will never happen, but like, oh my goodness,
on the 4th of July. I mean, could they play on the 4th of July?
Yeah, that would be it. That would be the matchup. I think that's the.
Dude. Talk about views. If you want to get people into football or soccer, like get them, dude.
Dude, stop calling it football. I'm gonna smack you. Let me just confirm. July 4 World Cup game. No, I'm wrong. It'd be around the 16.
Okay.
Which obviously makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But listen, USA England, July 4th. Oh, inject it. It won't happen. But I would love it.
Yeah.
All right, man. We'll be in touch.
We'll be back. Thanks, guys. If you have questions, drop in the chat. Dylan and I will try to give you not horrible advice. That's the goal. Not shitty advice, but
precise.
All right. Well, good luck, Dylan. Good luck to you folks.
All right, peace.
Yep.